All right, ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Today, we're tackling resilience,
Uh-huh.
but with a twist.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
We're not talking about bouncing back from a bad day.
Right.
We're talking about the mind-blowing resilience of nature.
The resilience of nature. I like it.
We've got some fascinating chapters, seems like they're from books,
Oh.
all about how nature not only survives, but thrives
Thrives, yeah.
amidst all kinds of adversity.
That's what we're going to find out.
So get ready for some seriously awe-inspiring examples.
Sounds good.
And of course, by the end,
Yeah.
you'll walk away with some practical takeaways too.
Look forward to it.
Let's kick things off with the giants of resilience, trees.
Trees. All right.
Have you ever stood in a redwood forest? These majestic trees, they can tower over 350 feet tall
Oh, wow.
and live for over 2,000 years.
2,000 years. That's incredible.
I know, they've weathered storms, droughts,
Right.
and even, get this, wildfires.
Wildfires. You'd think that would be the end for them.
You'd think so, right?
Hmm.
But it's actually essential to their survival.
Essential. How so?
Wildfires clear out the underbrush.
Oh, I see.
It allows sunlight to reach the forest floor
Makes sense.
and create space for new growth.
So it's like a reset button.
Exactly.
Bah.
And the redwoods themselves,
Yeah.
they're remarkably fire resistant.
Interesting.
Their bark, it's super thick, acts as a natural shield.
So they're using fire to their advantage.
That's right. It's incredible, isn't it? Nature's full of these surprises.
It really is.
And it's not just about surviving fire.
Ah.
Redwoods have another trick up their sleeve.
Oh. What's that?
They actually depend on fog.
Fog.
Yeah, rolling in from the Pacific Ocean
Okay.
to provide moisture, especially during dry periods.
So it's like their own personal irrigation system.
Exactly. And this reliance on fog highlights something really important about resilience. Adaptation.
Adaptation.
They've evolved to thrive in their specific environment
Right.
by taking advantage of, well, whatever's available.
Utilizing the resources, yeah.
It's a reminder that resilience isn't just about being tough.
Not just tough.
It's about being adaptable and resourceful.
Being able to adjust, to be flexible.
Right. And speaking of adapting to tough conditions,
Okay.
other tree species have their own ingenious strategies.
Oh, I bet.
Think about the aspen tree.
Aspen tree, yeah.
If a wildfire sweeps through,
Yeah.
destroys the main trunk,
Mm-hmm.
you'd think that's it for the aspen, right?
Yeah, you'd think so.
But it's not. They can regenerate entirely from their root system,
Entirely from their roots. Wow.
almost like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
That's amazing.
They have this hidden superpower waiting for the right moment to reemerge.
It's not just bouncing back.
Right,
It's about using those setbacks as an opportunity for renewal.
precisely. It's a reminder that sometimes what we see as a setback can actually be a catalyst for growth.
A catalyst for growth. Interesting.
So we've got fire-resistant redwoods, regenerating aspens.
Yeah.
What other amazing adaptations are out there in the tree world?
Well, how about this? Let's travel to a different environment.
Okay.
The arid landscapes.
Desert.
Yeah, where the baobab tree reigns supreme.
Baobab tree.
These majestic trees can store thousands of liters of water
Thousands.
in their massive trunks,
Wow.
allowing them to survive prolonged droughts.
Like they've built their own internal reservoir.
Exactly. To weather any storm.
Talk about being prepared.
Right. They don't just react to the drought. They're already ahead of the game.
It's like, bring it on, drought. I'm ready for you.
They are ready.
That proactive approach, that's a key element of resilience, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's not just about reacting to challenges. It's about anticipating them.
Right.
Developing strategies to cope.
Being prepared, both physically and mentally.
Exactly. To face whatever comes your way.
Okay, so we've got the solitary resilience of the baobab,
Mm-hmm.
but other trees demonstrate the power of community,
Community.
interconnectedness.
Oh.
Take the banyan tree, for example.
Banyan tree. Okay.
A single banyan tree can cover an entire acre
Wow.
with its sprawling branches, supported by a network of aerial roots.
It's like one giant interconnected family.
And those roots, they provide stability and support
right.
for the entire tree.
I see.
It's a powerful visual representation of how we can find strength
Strength, yeah.
and resilience in our own support
Burn
system.
support systems. Yeah.
Just like those roots hold up the banyan tree.
Mm-hmm.
Our friends, family, mentors, our entire community,
Right.
they can provide us with the support we need to weather life's storms.
It's a beautiful analogy.
So we've got the solitary resilience of the baobab, and the interconnected strength of the banyan.
Yeah.
We've only just scratched the surface of the plant world.
I know, right.
And that's just the beginning of our journey.
Where to next?
Into the world of resilience.
Okay.
Next up, the incredible adaptations of animals.
Animals. Give me a hint.
Think swimming further to find food.
Swimming further. Interesting.
Even changing their diet.
Wow, they really do adapt.
The animal kingdom is teeming with examples
Can't wait to hear about them.
of this remarkable flexibility and resourcefulness of nature.
This is going to be good.
Stay tuned, deep divers. This deep dive, it's just getting started.
All right. Welcome back to our deep dive.
We've seen how the plant world embodies resilience.
But resilience isn't limited to plants.
Right.
The animal kingdom has equally inspiring examples.
Okay, like what?
Starting with a creature perfectly adapted to one of the harshest environments.
Got me curious.
The polar bear.
Ah, the polar bear.
Creatures of the Arctic.
They're practically built for survival in a frozen world.
Their thick fur,
Yeah.
blubber, incredible hunting techniques.
A testament to their resilience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But their icy home,
Oh, right.
facing unprecedented challenges.
Because of climate change.
Yes, with melting sea ice.
Sad to think about.
Their primary hunting grounds are shrinking.
So they have to adapt.
In remarkable ways.
What are they doing?
We're seeing polar bears swimming further distances
Swimming further. Wow.
to find ice floes,
Wow.
venturing onto land to hunt more frequently,
Oh, wow.
and even expanding their diets to include new food sources.
It's really inspiring to see how they're rising to the occasion.
It's a testament to their flexibility.
And resourcefulness.
Yes, even in the face of immense challenges,
There's always hope.
nature finds a way.
And so can we.
Speaking of incredible journeys,
Okay.
let's talk about the monarch butterfly migration.
The monarch butterflies, right?
These tiny creatures fly thousands of miles each year,
Thousands.
from North America all the way to central Mexico.
That's amazing.
It's a journey filled with obstacles,
I bet.
predators, storms,
Yeah.
and the constant challenge of finding enough food to fuel their flight.
It's incredible they can do all that.
They navigate this journey with remarkable precision.
How do they even do it?
It is mind-boggling
It really is.
how these tiny creatures find their way.
Across such vast distances.
Their navigational prowess is remarkable.
Yeah.
Monarchs use the sun
The sun, okay?
and the Earth's magnetic field to guide them.
Like having a built-in compass.
Exactly. It never fails.
That's amazing.
It reminds us that sometimes
Yeah.
we need to trust our own inner compass.
Even when the path ahead seems uncertain.
Right, trust our instincts.
Or intuition.
Their journey also underscores
What's that?
another crucial aspect of resilience,
Okay.
the interconnectedness of ecosystems.
Interconnectedness, right?
Monarchs depend on milkweed plants
For food.
and breeding.
I see.
If one element of the system is disrupted,
Uh-huh.
it can have a ripple effect on the whole.
It's a delicate balance.
It is.
We need to protect our natural world.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's shift gears from epic journeys
Okay.
to the masters of resourcefulness.
Who are you talking about now?
Cacti.
Cacti. Ah, yes, those prickly survivors.
They've evolved an amazing array of adaptations.
To thrive in one of the most extreme environments.
The desert.
Exactly. They're the ultimate minimalists.
They make the most of every drop of water.
Their spines.
Those help too, right?
Yes. They help conserve moisture and protect them from predators.
Right.
They store water in their stems.
Okay.
And some even use a special type of photosynthesis
Oh, I remember reading about that.
called cam photosynthesis.
Cam
So
photosynthesis.
to minimize water loss.
Right. Break that down for me.
Sure. In typical photosynthesis,
Hi.
plants open their stomata,
Stomata.
those tiny pores on their leaves,
Uh-huh.
during the day
Okay.
to take in carbon dioxide
Right.
and release oxygen.
So what's different about cacti?
Well, in the desert,
Yeah.
this can lead to significant water loss through evaporation.
That makes sense.
Cacti with cam photosynthesis have a workaround.
I'm listening.
They open their stomata at night
At night.
when it's cooler
Okay.
and less water is lost.
Clever.
They absorb carbon dioxide and store it as an acid until daylight
And then.
when they can use it for photosynthesis.
So they breathe at night to save water during the day.
Exactly. Nature is full of ingenious solutions
It really is. Cacti are a testament to innovation
and resourcefulness.
in the face of adversity.
Okay, so we've explored the resilience of trees and animals,
Yeah.
but there's another layer.
Another layer. Interesting. Tell me more.
The cycles of nature.
Ah, the cycles of nature.
A fundamental principle
Right.
that governs everything from the seasons to the tides.
Yeah.
It's a powerful reminder that change is inevitable.
Change is inevitable.
Even in the midst of difficulty, there's a natural order at work.
Nature's way of saying this too shall pass.
Exactly. Let's start with spring,
Yo,
the season of renewal and rebirth.
Everything bursts back to life.
Plants sprout, flowers bloom,
Yeah.
animals emerge from hibernation.
Like nature's comeback story.
Spring is a time of abundance
Growth.
and vibrant energy.
A fresh start.
A reminder that even after hardship,
There's always potential for renewal.
it's time to shake off those winter blues.
Embrace new possibilities.
Exactly. But spring doesn't last forever.
No, it doesn't.
Eventually, summer's heat gives way to autumn,
Autumn.
a season of preparation and letting go.
Time to gather resources.
And prepare for the challenges ahead.
Right.
Trees shed their leaves.
Yeah.
Animals gather food, build shelters.
Okay.
The ecosystem shifts from growth to conservation.
Be resourceful. Plan ahead.
And let go of what no longer serves us.
Makes sense.
Autumn is also a time for community.
Community.
Many animals work together to gather food and prepare for winter.
They rely on each other for support.
For survival.
It's a reminder that we need each other.
Especially during challenging times.
Then comes winter.
A time of dormancy.
Introspection.
And resilience in the face of hardship.
Winter can be tough.
But it's also a time for rest.
Reflection.
And renewal.
Right.
Animals hibernate, plants go dormant.
Nature conserves its energy.
For the spring to come.
It's like slowing down
And conserving energy.
and trusting that even in the darkest times,
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
winter reminds us that challenges are often temporary.
And that periods of hardship can lead to growth and transformation.
So, spring's renewal,
Autumn's preparation.
winter's quiet resilience,
Each season reflects a different aspect of resilience.
both in nature
And in our own lives.
and just like nature cycles through these seasons,
We too experience cycles of growth.
challenge, rest, and renewal,
It's a reminder that we're part of something much bigger than ourselves.
constantly in motion, constantly evolving.
We've explored the resilience of trees, animals, and even the seasons.
But the question remains.
How do we apply these lessons to our own lives?
That's what I want to know.
How do we cultivate that same resilience that we see in nature?
That's the million-dollar question.
Luckily, we have some answers.
Oh, good. I was hoping you'd say that.
In the final part of our deep dive,
Can't
I
wait.
will explore practical strategies inspired by nature that we can use to build resilience in our own lives.
No matter what challenges we face.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back.
We've journeyed from redwood forests to the Arctic.
Witnessing the awe-inspiring resilience of nature
We've uncovered some remarkable strategies
that plants and animals use to not only survive, but thrive.
in the face of adversity.
Exactly. But the real question is,
How do we apply these lessons to our own lives
right, how do we cultivate that same sense of resilience?
that we see so effortlessly displayed in nature?
That's where the rubber meets the road, right?
It's about taking those observations
Yeah.
and transforming them into actionable steps.
Actual steps, okay.
Remember those cacti we talked about?
Those masters of survival in the desert.
They don't just react to hardship.
What do they do?
They're proactive.
Proactive.
They have those deep tap roots,
Reaching for water?
waxy skin to minimize moisture loss,
Yeah.
even a special kind of photosynthesis.
To conserve water.
They've got a built-in survival plan.
Ready to go.
And we can learn from that approach.
Instead of waiting for challenges.
We can anticipate them
Okay.
and build our own internal resources.
Like building a resilience reserve.
Exactly. Just as those cacti store water for drought.
We can cultivate our own inner strength
Develop coping mechanisms
and build a support network.
that will help us weather any storm.
So, being prepared mentally and emotionally
But what about those times when we're already in the thick of it
when the storm's raging.
and we feel like we're barely hanging on?
What can we learn from nature then
Think about those animals that hibernate.
during the winter?
They don't fight the harsh conditions.
They don't.
They surrender to them.
Surrender.
Conserve their energy.
Retreat inward.
Wait for a more favorable time.
So sometimes resilience isn't about pushing through,
It's about knowing when to rest and recharge.
like hitting the pause button.
Giving ourselves time to heal and gather strength.
It's like nature's way of saying, take a break.
When we emerge from those periods of rest, we often find ourselves stronger.
And more resilient
Sometimes we need to step back.
to move forward.
Speaking of stepping back,
Okay.
let's revisit those indigenous cultures.
They have an incredible connection to the land.
And a long history of resilience.
They've learned to live in harmony with nature,
Adapting to its rhythms.
respecting its limits.
That's a powerful lesson for all of us.
It's about recognizing that we're not separate from nature.
But a part of it,
When we live in alignment with the natural world,
we tap into a deeper source of resilience
finding that balance.
between our own needs and the needs of the planet.
So it's not just about our individual resilience
It's about contributing to the resilience of our communities.
and the planet.
It's about understanding that we're all interconnected.
Our actions have a ripple effect.
All right, so we've got some amazing strategies.
Inspired by nature,
Preparing like cacti.
resting like hibernating animals.
Finding balance like indigenous cultures.
Let's get specific.
What are some tangible things we can do?
Every day, to cultivate resilience.
One of the most powerful practices is mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Paying attention to the present moment without judgment.
Being fully engaged.
It's like hitting the reset button.
Bringing ourselves back to the here and now.
When we practice mindfulness,
Yeah.
we develop a greater awareness of our thoughts and feelings.
And this awareness allows us to,
Respond to challenges with more clarity and composure.
like creating space between the stimulus and our reaction,
Exactly. And that space is where resilience lives,
where we can choose a more skillful response.
even in the face of difficulty.
So how do we actually practice mindfulness?
It's simpler than you might think.
Okay.
One way is to simply focus on your breath.
My breath.
Notice the sensation as you inhale and exhale.
Like a mini meditation.
Exactly. You can also practice mindfulness while walking, eating.
Bringing that awareness to everything you do.
Another helpful practice is gratitude.
Gratitude, yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in what's wrong.
But when we appreciate the good things,
It shifts our perspective.
how can we cultivate more gratitude?
One simple practice is to keep a gratitude journal.
A gratitude journal.
Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for.
No matter how big or small.
The more we focus on what we're grateful for,
Yeah.
the more we train our minds to see the good.
And that shift in perspective can make a world of difference.
Well, deep divers, we've reached the end of our deep dive.
Into resilience.
We've explored the incredible strategies that nature uses.
To thrive in the face of adversity.
And we've discovered practical ways to cultivate that same resilience.
In our own lives.
From towering trees to tiny insects.
The natural world is a constant source of inspiration.
By observing nature,
We can learn to adapt, persevere, and find strength.
remember, resilience is not about being invincible
It's about being flexible, resourceful, and connected.
to something larger than ourselves.
So, as you go about your day,
Look for those everyday moments of resilience.
notice the tree bending in the wind.
Listen to the birds singing after a storm.
And remember,
You too have an incredible capacity for resilience within you.
embrace change, nurture connections, keep learning from nature.
The world is full of challenges, but also beauty, strength, and resilience.
And you are part of it all.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and stay resilient.